infinity, and today we are going to see how can we determine the limits at infinity if a piecewise function is given to us. So here it is the question: find the limit x approaches to negative infinity if the function is a piecewise containing the two equations. One equation is a polynomial function and the other equation you can see that here it is a rational function. Okay, limit x approaches to negative infinity. Negative infinity, if we look here, this is the zero, right? So all the numbers that are going over here, they are said to be from the left hand side, they are reaching to the negative infinity. So for that reason, we will take this equation, right? So I am writing here that limit x approaches to negative infinity 2x squared plus 5. Now it is the direct substitution. So you just replace the equation by a negative infinity. Now negative infinity whole power 2, it gives us positive infinity square or infinity, whatever you like, and infinity square is infinity. Any number multiplying by the infinity is infinity, and any number, big number, is, if you add a small number in a big number, the answer will be infinity. Now the second question, it states that find the limit when x approaches to infinity. So how the x will approach to the infinity? Of course, when it is on the right hand side, which means it is greater than 0. So we will take, in that case, we will take the second equation. So we will write here limit x approaches to infinity 3 minus 5x cubed divided by 1 plus 4x plus x cubed. Now, since it is a rational function, so we will focus on the denominator and write the variable, or divide the all the quantities of the equation by the variable of having the highest degree. So this x cube has the highest degree in the denominator, so divide all the terms by the x cube. You please write down all the steps. I am just showing you by solving it. Okay, so now x cube and x cube cancel out. X cube and x cube cancel out from the top and here also. Now solve it. Limit x approaches to infinity. 3 over x cube stay as it is. Minus 5 divided by 1 over x cube plus 4 over 4x over x cube. So 3 minus 1 gives us 4 over x square. X cube divided by x cube give us 1. Apply the limit, so wherever x replaced by the infinity, and just write down the infinity everywhere. So 3 over infinity is 0, minus 5, 1 over infinity is 0, 4 over infinity is 0, and 1. So the answer is negative 5 over 1, that is negative 5. So the question stays almost the same. The only thing is you have to understand. So here limit t is approaching to negative infinity. Negative infinity means t is less than 1000, right? Because on this side, if here it is 100,000, so the numbers are on the left hand side, they are reaching to the negative infinity. So we will take the first equation. So we will write limit t approaching to negative infinity, and then we write the equation that is suitable for the left hand side. Okay, after that we will focus on the denominator and divide all the terms with the variable with the higher degree. So we will divide everything by the t square. Okay, so limit t approaching to negative infinity, solve it. T divided by t square gives us 2 over t. Now 3t, it is 2 only. Okay, so 2 over t square. 3t over t square gives us 3 over t. T square cancels, so only 5 left, and 6 over t square. Now The next step is wherever you have the t, replace by the negative t, negative infinity. Okay, so you will replace by the negative infinity. So 2 over negative 2 over infinity square, because negative becomes positive in all the cases, it gives you 6, 0. 3 over negative infinity is 0. 5 as it is. 6 over negative infinity square, whole square gives you 0. So 0 over 5 gives us 0. Now the second B part is t is approaching to positive infinity, which means the right hand side. And on the right hand side, it is t greater than the 100,000, which means we are going to take our second equation. So limit t is approaching to positive infinity is square root of 36t square minus 100 divided by 5 minus t. Now here in numerator there is a square root, but in denominator there is no square root. But in all the cases we have to focus in the denominator to pick the variable with the highest degree. So t is the variable with the highest degree. If I want to write the t under the square root, then of course I have to write t square. Now the terms which are inside the square root will be divided by the t square, whereas the terms which are without the square root will be divided by the t. But the main thing is, do not forget to write the limit. Okay, now solve it. Solve it. T square cancel, t and t cancel. Now what we will get? What we will get? We will get 36 minus 100 over t square, then divided by 5 over t minus 1. Apply the limit. So we will get 36 minus 100 over infinity over 5 over infinity minus 1. Do not skip the steps. We will get 36 minus 0 divided by 0 minus 1. So answer is negative 6. So that's all about the limits at infinity. Whether it is negative infinity or it is positive infinity, in order to find the limits at infinity, the you have to focus whether you can apply the direct substitution, means apply the direct infinity, or you are applying the rationalizing technique or anything, or you are trying to solve the rational function. The main thing is that you have to divide with the variable of the highest degree of the denominator. Now, what students do, that they normally look at the question and they forget about the denominator. They just choose the highest degree variable from the numerator or from the denominator. Okay, the other misconception about the students is that they ignore the square root terms. They only take the highest degree and divide everywhere with the variable of the highest degree, and ignore that whether my terms are given without the square root or with the square root. But again, I am telling you, as I normally says, that practice makes the man perfect. So keep practicing. One or two question will not lead you to obtain the highest marks. So better to solve as much as possible. Thank you so much. See you in the next video with another lesson.